If you've been watching my previous videos, you know I have a problem with the way mainstream media covers Tesla. It's not an emotional problem since I'm not a Tesla shareholder. I'm also not a fanboy of Tesla. But I think they're getting the raw end of the deal here, objectively. Now, I've talked about mainstream media as one big group, but I've noticed that there's one clear leader. Bloomberg is hands down the worst of them all, allegedly, in my opinion. Before I say anything else, let me just clear up and say that everything I want to say in this video, everything you're going to see is strictly my opinion, may be inaccurate, may be completely wrong. Do your own research, please find out for yourself. Now, in my opinion, Bloomberg has been doing a horrible job at catching the football or catching the Tesla. I don't know if it's intentional or accidental or negligent, or maybe aliens caused them to do it. However, for some reason, every time I stumbled upon something that Bloomberg has to say about Tesla, my hairs literally fall out of my head. By the way, I got a haircut for you guys, so that has nothing to do with Bloomberg. And today was no different. I stumbled upon this video from Bloomberg Technology. Let's check it out. The title of the video is China rival XPeng rival is not worried about Tesla. Now, there's two problems with this headline before I play the clip. First of all, not even XPeng themselves think they're rival of Tesla. It's an EV startup, very promising, a lot of interesting ideas, really interesting company. Not anywhere close to being a Tesla rival. So first of all, by Bloomberg saying that, clearly they're just trying to figure out who can kill Tesla. That's getting ridiculous. The other part is, if you read this title, it sounds like this is going to be a very militant, aggressive, litigious kind of interview. This dude is going to come out and say, hey, I'm not worried about Tesla. We got better products. We got better cars. Now, here's what actually happened.
So the competition between XPeng and Tesla in the Chinese market, Elon Musk says he wants to be producing potentially 1 million vehicles here in the Chinese market at some point. How would you characterize the competition now between XPeng and Tesla in the Chinese market?
Well, I always said that, we are actually focused on really catalyze the conversion of the auto market from ICEs to EVs. In that effort, I think we are partners with Tesla. We're all doing the same work, trying to make sure more and more consumers are attracted by smart electric vehicles. And that's what we're offering. And that's what Tesla is offering as well. So our focus is a much bigger pie. We're only less than 5% of the market. There's 95% market to be grabbed from the gas engine vehicles. So I think the development of Tesla in China, development of XPeng, as well as other smart electric vehicle players, together we are accelerating that change and conversion.
Did you hear that? We're not worried about Tesla. That was the headline. Let's just show you, never read the headlines without actually watching the video. This CEO comes out, by the way, a very capable, articulate guy, clearly knows what he's doing. I watched the entire interview, a very interesting dude. Comes out and says, listen, we're not in competition with Tesla for two reasons. Number one, we're partners. Our enemy is the ICE vehicles, not electric car manufacturers. There's 95% of vehicles out there we're competing with. Tesla, ourselves, and other EV manufacturers are partners. I mean, the only way the stuff Bloomberg writes about the EV industry and the EV market would be if you believe in the multiverse. Shout out to the man in the high castle. That's the only way, because in this universe, none of the shit they're writing about doesn't even exist. And the best way to prove it is just to confront stuff they wrote 2 weeks ago to what's going on right now. Now, this is an article they wrote on Bloomberg Quint on September 10th. So, 20 days ago. Why the Tesla-like surge in China EV stocks may be over for good. Whoa, that sounds ominous. A meteoric rise in China's US-listed electric vehicle stocks that disrupted market value rankings and left some industry observers scratching their heads is showing signs of fizzling. Check this out. A dramatic drop by giant Tesla Inc. amid intensifying competition and the company missing out on being included in the S&P index has some investors questioning prospects of smaller Chinese contenders. So in this article, they're literally trying to take a dump not only on Tesla, which they of course did miss a chance to do it, but also on the entire EV market and the potential of the Chinese market, which is tremendous. Hey dudes, don't mind that EV revolution that's going on. It's all fake news. No, you guys are the fake news. And of course, then they take a dump on the valuation system, much like they did on Tesla. Oh, we can't value you guys. Listen, let me explain something, Bloomberg. You're doing to these Chinese companies what you did to Tesla a couple of years ago. These are the same arguments regurgitated with these new Chinese names. NIO, XPeng, whatever. Every time you say that nonsense, it doesn't make it more true. In fact, it makes you look more like an idiot. Let me explain. If you say that you can't evaluate a company that doesn't have any profits, you're pretty much scratching off the table any startup. Any startup, any technological startup accumulates huge amounts of R&D expenses within the first 5 to 10 years and makes no profit. So pretty much what you're saying here is that if this is true, any technological startup cannot be evaluated. None of these companies who are sold for billions without making a single profit can never be evaluated. Why does this argument only apply to electric vehicles? I wonder why, Bloomberg. Freaking buffoons. Now, this is the second argument they always like to use against Tesla at this stage as well. There's no demand for electric vehicles. While electrification is an irreversible trend, the shift is slow. Although the Chinese government spent billions of dollars nurturing its electric vehicle industry, over the past decade, 95% of cars sold in the nation is still fossil fuel. So basically, the main argument they make here, beyond the regurgitated and the repeated arguments they make about the valuations and all that stuff, is that the Chinese market doesn't want more electric vehicles. And it's going to take a long time for that demand to be created. Can I remind you a Ford executive that said this in 2016? And so this article was from September 10th. 20 days go by, and let's see what happens to the demand in the Chinese market. Look at this article from CNBC. Jesus, Bloomberg is making CNBC look good. Who would have thought? So CNBC came out with this article. Warren Buffett's backed Chinese car maker announces strong demand for new luxury electric sedan. So basically what they're saying here that in just 2 months, order for the Han line of electric cars from BYD, a Chinese automaker backed by billionaire Warren Buffett, have topped 40,000. But wait, there's more. So we clearly see that there's a demand. So screw off Bloomberg with your nonsense. But this is from the Financial Times, and we can all agree that the Financial Times are pretty credible. The main motivation of mainstream car companies to launch electric cars is the pressure of governmental regulations. This is about China. Beijing wants 25% of car sales to be electric by 2025. So Beijing wants 25% of electric cars in China by 2025, which is in 4 years. Do you understand what it means about demand, Bloomberg? 1/4 of the largest car market is going to be electric. And trust me, when the Chinese regulator wants something, they get it done. This isn't some godforsaken village in Russia. This is freaking China. They're going to get to that 25% real quick. So, to conclude, dear Bloomberg, would you please get your head out of your behind? So to conclude, dear Bloomberg, I advise you to get your head out of your behind and stop writing these nonsense. This is 2020. Writing things into existence is no longer an option. This isn't the Stasi. This is a whole new era. We cannot be bullshitted. So please stop it and try to find a better way to get your message across. As always, huge thanks to our channel members and our Patreons. And by the way, we have a brand new channel members and Patreons Discord. So if you guys haven't joined that and you're already a member or a Patreon, please do. The link has been sent. You guys have been killing it. You've been joining. You've been supporting me and the channel, what we do. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys in the next video.